Planting trees in the garden. Morning. In the garden, Poppy holds a small shovel, digs a nicely sized hole. Agnes holds a young sapling, gently places it into the hole. Poppy fills the soil neatly, pats it down lightly. Agnes waters it just enough. The plant stands upright. Nearby, a group of minions also starts planting. One minion digs a hole too deep. Another drops the plant straight in. A third minion dumps soil in all at once. Dirt splashes everywhere. The minion's plant starts wobbling. The minions hold the plant together. It stands for a moment. A brief silence. The plant collapses with a thud. Poppy and Agnes turn back. Look at their plant, still standing strong. Then they look at the minion's plant. Agnes covers her mouth, smiling. Poppy shakes her head, smiling. Rescuing a fallen tree. Morning on a small road. A large tree has fallen, blocking the path. Gru walks up, crossing his arms to observe. The minions stand around, pointing and chattering. Gru grabs the tree trunk with both hands and pulls. The tree doesn't budge. The minions rush in to help. They push in the wrong direction, and the tree rolls toward Gru with a thud. Gru dodges just in time, and the minions tumble into a pile. One minion gets an idea, pulls out some rope, an old wheel, and metal hooks. The group sets up a homemade pulley on a still-standing branch. Gru nods in approval. The rope is tightly tied around the tree trunk. The minions line up to pull the rope. Gru stands in front, signaling the count with his hands. Pull! Everyone pulls with all their strength. The rope stretches tight. The pulley squeaks. The tree suddenly pops upright. Success! The minions jump and cheer. Forming a DIY band an afternoon in the backyard. Poppy sits and drinks some water. Agnes sits nearby playing with toys. One minion flips the pot upside down, uses a spoon to tap it. Clang! The minion jumps in surprise right arrow, taps again. Clang! Clang! Another minion runs over right, grabs a cardboard box, slaps the box with his hands, thump thump. Agnes gets curious, picks up an empty plastic bottle, shakes it, rattle rattle. The group looks at each other. They start playing a band. Everyone has a different rhythm. Poppy stands up, claps along to the beat. One minion keeps drumming, gets more and more excited. Drumming all dancing. Clang! Clang! The dance is too hard. The spoon slips out of his hand. Whoosh! The spoon hits another minion on the head. Then everyone bursts out laughing. The dog out of control. An afternoon at the park. A wide, quiet pathway. Gru holds the dog leash, standing firm. The minions walk behind. Agnes walks ahead, holding a small ball. Agnes accidentally drops the ball. The ball rolls away. The dog looks at the ball, then runs after it. The leash pulls tight. Gru is dragged forward. The minions help pull, their feet wobbling. The whole group gets dragged in a line. Unable to keep up, the ball rolls around a stone bench. The dog changes direction to follow. Gru squeezes through the minions, behind bump into each other. The ball slows down. The dog slows too. The ball stops. The dog stops immediately. The whole group, carried by momentum, piles up and falls over. Agnes runs over, picks up the ball. The dog sits down, wagging its tail around Agnes. Gru and the minions lie on the ground, look at each other and burst out laughing. Rescuing a minion swept away by a kite. A windy afternoon at an open field. A minion holds a large kite and runs excitedly. The kite flies high, the string pulling tighter and tighter. The minion grins with delight, gripping the spool firmly. The wind blows stronger. The minion is dragged along the ground. His feet lift off the ground. The minion floats in the air, clinging tightly to the kite string. The other minions rush over. One minion grabs the string. Yank! Still gets pulled along. A second minion hugs the first minion's waist. A third minion grabs on too. The whole group becomes a stretched out minion chain. Gru signals for them to pull down. Yank! Yank! The entire minion chain bounces up and down like a rubber band. One minion ties the string to a post. The whole group pulls slowly together. The kite descends little by little. The airborne minion touches the ground safely. The other minions clap and cheer. An afternoon by the lake. The lake is calm, a light breeze blowing. The whole group is fishing along the shore. Gru sits on a chair. The minions stand behind. Peeking around curiously, the bobber twitches. Gru stares intently. The bobber sinks. Gru jerks the rod up. Nothing. Gru exhales. A minion gets impatient, pulls the rod to help Gru. The rod shakes violently. The minions crowd in to pull everyone's strength together. The rod bends to its limit. Everyone is tense. Whip, pulling up. An old boot. Dripping water. The whole group freezes. Agnes tilts her head. Looks at the boot. One minion laughs first. The whole group bursts out laughing. Gru looks at the boot. Sighs just then. The nearby bobber jerks hard. Agnes bends down, gently lifts the rod. A small fish jumps out of the water. Agnes beams. The minions gape. The fish flops wildly. Falls back into the lake. Agnes looks surprised. The minions laugh uncontrollably. Rescuing a minion stuck to a magnet. The whole group walks along casually. One minion walks ahead, suddenly stops, looks down at the ground. A large magnet lies by the roadside. The minion bends down, picks it up, turns it around curiously. The magnet pulls in small metal pieces from the road. The minion is delighted. The minion keeps walking while playing with it. Brings the magnet close to everything. They pass by a metal pole along the street. Clack! The magnet snaps tightly onto the pole. The minion pulls his hand back. It won't come off. Two other minions rush over, try to pull him away. The more they pull, the more he sticks. The minion gets dragged in, hugging the pole tightly, feet dangling in the air. The whole group gathers around in a panic. Seeing this, Gru runs off to find another magnet, flips the polarity. Gru brings the magnet closer. Clack! The minion pops free from the pole. The minion falls and sits on the road, eyes spinning. Gru exhales in relief. The whole group bursts out laughing. Forming a DIY band an afternoon in the backyard. Poppy sits and drinks some water. Agnes sits nearby playing with toys. One minion flips a pot upside down, uses a spoon to tap it. Clang! The minion jumps in surprise right arrow, taps again. Clang! Clang! Another minion runs over right arrow, grabs a cardboard box, slaps the box with his hands, thump thump. Agnes gets curious arrow right, picks up an empty plastic bottle, shakes it, rattle rattle. The group looks at each other. Arrow right. They start playing a band arrow right. Everyone has a different rhythm. Poppy stands up, arrow right. Claps along to the beat. One minion keeps drumming arrow right. Gets more and more excited. Arrow right. Drums while dancing. Clang, clang. Dances too hard. The spoon slips out of his hand. Whoosh! The spoon hits another minion on the head. Then everyone bursts out laughing. Edith stuck in the trash bin. Edith walks slowly at the back of the group. Her eyes dart left and right, full of mischief. She stops in front of a large trash bin. She glances around, making sure no one is watching. She climbs in. The lid immediately snaps shut. Agnes stops. She doesn't see Edith. The minions scatter, searching, looking behind benches, looking under trees. No one is there. From afar, a garbage truck appears, moving slowly, getting closer. Gru sees the truck. His eyes shift to the trash bin on the curb. He freezes. Gru runs over. The minions chase behind. Dr. Nefario steps forward, opens the control panel at the back of the truck. The lifting lever starts to operate. The lid flips open. Edith slides out. The minions stretch their arms to catch her. Edith lands safely on the ground. The minions collapse onto the ground, exhausted. The shirt carried away. By the wind and afternoon in the yard, Agnes is hanging out laundry. The wind grows stronger. The clothes flutter wildly. Whoosh! One shirt slips off the line, flies up and gets caught on a tree branch. Agnes is startled, looks up. Two minions playing nearby run over. First minion arrow jumps and reaches for it. Too short, second minion arrow. Uses a stick to poke the shirt arrow. Whoosh! Arrow. The stick gets stuck on the branch too. Agnes goes into the shed and pulls out a ladder. She sets the ladder under the tree. The minions hold the ladder. Agnes climbs up. Agnes stretches out her hand, almost reaching the shirt. Screech! The ladder slips. Agnes loses her balance, arms flailing. The minions panic. Grab the ladder tight. The ladder shakes hard, everyone wobbling. Thud! Agnes slides down safely to the ground, sitting flat. The minions tumble on top of each other. Up above, the wind changes direction. The shirt falls down, landing right in front of Agnes. Planting trees in the garden. Morning. In the garden, Poppy holds a small shovel, digs a nicely sized hole. Agnes holds a young sapling, gently places it into the hole. Poppy fills the soil neatly, pats it down lightly. Agnes waters it just enough. The plant stands upright. Nearby, a group of minions also starts planting. One minion digs a hole too deep. Another drops the plant straight in. A third minion dumps soil in all at once. Dirt splashes everywhere. The minion's plant starts wobbling. The minions hold the plant together. It stands for a moment. A brief silence. The plant collapses with a thud. Poppy and Agnes turn back. Look at their plant, still standing strong. Then they look at the minion's plant. Agnes covers her mouth, smiling. Poppy shakes her head, smiling. Poppy spots danger. On a warm, sunny afternoon in the garden, Agnes sat on the grass, carefully stacking her colorful building blocks. Stuart and Bob were playfully tossing a banana back and forth. Poppy stood a little ways off, watering the plants while keeping an eye on the whole yard, humming softly as she worked. Suddenly, Poppy noticed a box precariously placed up high. She tilted her head, eyes wide, watching. A gentle breeze blew, and the box wobbled. Panicked, Poppy waved to warn everyone. The box began to slide down. Stuart and Bob shouted, collided, and tumbled on the grass. Agnes froze, clutching her toys. Poppy rushed over and pulled Agnes back just in time. Crash! The box hit the ground, luckily missing everyone. The group let out a sigh of relief, still wide-eyed from the shock.